Hey everyone, you have reached the landing, OnePlanet's weekly meeting place for the entire Polygon NFT community. Every week at this time, you will learn more about the Polygon network, its native token Matic, and discuss the wonderful world of NFTs with some of the best and brightest minds from the NFT universe. And now, here's your host.
Planet's the place to be to showcase your NFTs. Best blockchain is Polygon. OnePlanet want to be on, yeah.
What's going on, Matic man? How are you?
What's up, Edwin? Man, doing well, doing very well. It's been an exciting day, busy day, but you know, Web3 is always that way. And so, it's been great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good as well, man. Yeah, it's always exciting, to wake up and just see what's new, right? Like what's is there any drama to pay attention to, or where's the hype, or where's the trend, or like there's definitely always something going on, not just in Polygon, but in the broader market, and looking at Ethereum or looking at even Bitcoin, right? And then even beyond that, like the regular stock market.
No doubt, man. It's been really, I say exciting in the sense you just don't know from day to day what's going to happen with the markets. And so I was so glad, man, Monday when things, went a lot better than it could have gone. And like I had like USDC and it was like stuck, you couldn't do anything with it there for a few days. And so it was a little stressful. I was glad to be able to do something with the USDC on Monday.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I think, I talked to a few of the community members from Terra, and for us, it was like PTSD in a way because we saw that not too long ago, and unfortunately for us, it didn't come back up. It didn't get back to $1. But yeah, just seeing that again, it was just like such a roller coaster ride. But yeah, I agree with you, man. Just on the weekend, right? Not knowing exactly what was going to happen. But yeah, luckily the Fed came in and saved the day and kind of brought things back to normal in a sense. But I think that there's still a lot of uncertainty in the market.
Yeah, Edwin, it's not certainly nothing like the Terra situation, but I think I've shared with you before. I had quite a bit of crypto that was on Celsius, and of course, we know what happened with Celsius. And for days, I couldn't access my account. I was trying to pull my crypto out, and I got most of it out, but I still have a decent amount of crypto that's trapped on Celsius. I may get a percentage of it back one day. So I can somewhat relate to what the Terra community went through, not on the same level, but at least a little bit can empathize.
Yeah, it's tough, right? When you just don't have access to your money in any way, right? It either like in your case where it's just trapped, and in our case where it kind of just went to zero if we didn't get out in time. But yeah, I'm sure that the startup community this weekend was in that same kind of uh, stressful environment where they weren't sure what was going to happen. So yeah, man, it's been crazy. It's been a crazy week, but uh, in general, one thing that we can't ignore is the fact that there's still a lot of people excited about what is happening in the space, right? There's still builders, there's still communities being just grown, right, out of this negative and bare environment. So yeah, man, it's been a crazy roller coaster, which is I think the reason why we kind of stick around because we like the adrenaline, up or down. We're still here. What's going on, Ghost?
Hey Edwin, hey Tony. Yeah,
Hey,
Friday
Ghost.
I swapped all my USDC to USDT. I've been there before. So I wasn't gonna jeopardize nothing.
Yeah, I've actually little by little been just going into BTC and ETH for the last like 3, 4 months. Uh, I think in the long run, I didn't have enough exposure to those, so that's just been kind of my move. But yeah, a lot of danger when you're exposed to any cryptocurrency right now. I'm assuming, with even just like the SEC stuff, the regulation, and all of that. But anyways, we're in this space, man, and the goal for today's conversation is to talk a little bit about the idea of just working together as a community, as like a one community, right? We're all here. We're all trying to make the space last forever, and I think in order to do that, we need to continue to figure out ways to be inclusive of as many people as we can, right? New people that are coming into the space, how to onboard them, how to also keep them here, and sometimes the volatility is something that scares them away. But I thought DystopAI would be an awesome project to invite for this topic because since the beginning, when I first talked to them, their idea was based on helping, kind of like adding utility to other NFTs, to other projects. And I always thought that was pretty cool, right? To be inclusive of other communities right off the bat, like that's what you're building. So yeah, so this AI, who's there today?
Hey Edwin, you got me. Rosie here. How you going?
Rosie, what's up? What's up? All good. Well, it's good to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for having
So
us.
what we'll do, of course, man, what we'll do is to get us started, Matic, man, do you want to share the music with us and then we'll get going with the topics here?
Sure thing, Edwin. Man, I've been so excited about something for that project. I didn't have it queued up, but I will get it, my friend. I apologize. Yeah. So,
No worries, man.
can you sing it for us? Can you sing the song for us?
Oh man, I have been practicing my voice. I've been thinking about just I need some extra cash, so if I can make it in one of those shows where you go in The Voice.
I think you can do it, man. Here we go. You ready?
Let's do it.
Hey everyone, you have reached the landing. OnePlanet's weekly meeting place for the entire Polygon NFT community. Every week at this time, you will learn more about the Polygon network, its native token Matic, and discuss the wonderful world of NFTs with some of the best and brightest minds from the NFT universe. And now, here's your host.
Planet's your place to be. Please showcase your NFTs. Best blockchain is Polygon. One planet, one to be on, yeah.
All right, all right. Well, thank you for that. Really appreciate the music there. I always like to start with that because you're always making some cool music. You got the whole production set up, so I always like to highlight that you made that. You created that for us for the intro of the show here. So thank you for doing that, Matic man. So just to get us started here, a couple of things from OnePlanet. We have the Arcadia burn, which is going to happen on March 20th. So we're super excited about that. There's also a giveaway. If anybody's interested, you can scroll through our feed and you can get some of the OGs, the Arcadia OGs. Those are the ones that you're going to be able to burn for one of their new Arcadians. And, another reason why DystopAI is winning in collaborations and working with other projects, it's because of the way that they created their defenders. For example, they'll be part of the Arcadian Park So maybe we'll learn a little bit more about that today. Also, we have a giveaway for the Hell's Kitchen NFTs. If nobody's seen that, you can check it out in our collection. You can trade those NFTs for sand token. We also have a new view in our collections page. It's set up a little bit more um, like a spreadsheet is the way that I kind of see it. It's a list, right, where you can see the top collections and their volume, floor price, items, owners. So just a different view there for people that are more interested in the statistics. And then of course there's still the other view where it's based more on just the art and putting that more in the center of the collections. Ghost, to get us going here with a couple of the segments, do you want to get us going with some of the action that you saw in the marketplace last week?
Yeah, going over just a week due to the USDC scare, we saw a slight downturn concerning volume and some of the floor prices on the NFT collections. But overall, Hellcats came back to number one spot, 3% increase in their floor price. Derby Star horses are still hot. Same thing with the starter packs for the edibles for Derby Stars. Coming in number 3, you got Nerdy Moody Origin Collection coming in at 4th spot. And then you have my Trippy Wolves coming up with 25% increase in floor price for the top 5. I do appreciate the list view that OnePlanet has, and I'm liking that slowly but surely we're getting those added tools that we need just to get a quick skim through all our collections. Also, I just want to highlight the community games that Arcadia has going on. If you guys haven't played, try it out and make sure you put your points towards Rekt Gang because we're coming in hot in number 4 spot. And then tomorrow morning, we're going to host Arcadia at 1 p.m. UTC in our Discord at Wolf's Den.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Ghost. Yeah, Arcadia has been everywhere in the last 3 months, to be honest. I feel like they have been doing Twitter spaces, hosting Twitter spaces, being guests, being speakers. They have been having an awesome marketing campaign, releasing new art for the park, also for their Arcadians, their PFPs. They got the game going on, as you mentioned. So yeah, they have so much going on, man. I'm super excited for what they're making.
Yes, and just like the topic that we're going to talk about today, creating those bridges between communities, they're one of them as well. I mean, one of the videos you can see Hellcats in there, some of the defenders, you have Rekt in there as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I did invite Vic. He said this was 6 a.m. for him, so he will try to make it later, but it might be a bit too early for him since he's been staying up and working on the final touches for the burn and the mint. But yes, to your point, part of their Arcadian Park, the moat there, or what makes them unique, is that you'll be able to use their Arcadians, but also Hellcats, right? And we saw in the sneak peeks, the trailers that they've had, that the defenders are going to be there. Rekt Wolf is going to be there. And so, yeah, man, they're very inclusive with what they're making. And I think that's a good transition there to talk with DystopAI. And then we have a new speaker here, Jen K, as well, who has their PFP collection from branching off from the Knights and Peasants. So I'm sure that's fantastic, right?
Yep. Hi guys, it's Jen here.
Hey, welcome. Yeah, so we'll get DystopAI here going, and then we'll jump to you so you can give us an intro to your project. But Rosie, if you can get us started, if you can share an intro about your project, and then if you can just, I guess, share a little bit about your connection to Arcadia, if you can share any of that alpha that you got going on there.
Yeah, sure, man. So I guess DystopAI, like with our project, the motto is democratizing emerging technologies. So we have a couple of collections. So one is our Genesis, and the other one is our Defenders. And our Genesis uses like a lot of AI art. We're calling it like an AI playground at the moment. And we're using like a lot of different artificial intelligence bots in our Discord to create art, to transform NFTs. We're working on other things in the background, like chatbots and custom models, to basically, you know, have a token gated AI experience as a bit of like a playground or a theme park for people to play with these new technologies. Then on the other side we have Defenders, and this is a collection of like fully interoperable 3D models that can be sent across to any game that's compatible. That really lets us bridge to other communities. So that's kind of our project in a nutshell. So tying that back to Arcadia and tying like back to your point of bridging between communities, we're doing a couple of things with them. So firstly, they are being featured in the game, as you would have seen in the trailers. There's a big golden robot that's popping up from time to time. So yeah, some of the Defenders models have been rigged and set up to be in the Arcadia game, and they'll be playable. Then the other thing we're doing is I guess it's technically alpha, but I'm happy to leak it. It's a collaboration with them soon in the next week or two. And basically what we've been able to do is like we can now feed AI models like pieces of art from different communities. And that model will learn to make art that looks like Arcadia, for example. So we fed it a bunch of the concept art from, their theme park and the website and stuff. And now we have a bot that lets you create scenes from their theme park. So we're going to run a competition that lets users, imagine what the theme park is going to look like, and you can submit that as a chance to win one of their passes. So yeah, that's what we're up to with Arcadia, and that's the project in general.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I think a key word for me there is the idea of building a playground, right, or a theme park, and letting your community essentially create content for you, for your project, right? So I think there's two ways to look at it. Like one is you have a community that's coming into your token gated environment where you're creating a bot that's specific, that has a theme behind it, and then they add their own imagination to it through a prompt, and then from there they're able to show that off, right, and talk about how they built this through your bots. So I think that's something that we all kind of want as projects, to have our community use our product or service and share it with the rest of the world and kind of create that positive feedback loop for us.
Yeah, 100%, right? And now if you put the creativity in the hands of your community, like have thousands of creators instead of the founders just being creators, and that gives you like exponentially more ideas, more room to expand, and more exposure, right? So it's a super, super powerful tool for community building.
Yeah, super cool. So Jen K, if I can jump to you to your project, fantastic. If you want to give us an intro to what you have going on there, and I know that you've been working a lot with collaborations with projects as well. There's been a lot of projects coming into the Polygon ecosystem in the last 3 months, and I think you had a lot of exposure to the builders and the founders, and so I'm curious about what your experience has been trying to be inclusive of other communities and people that are coming into the ecosystem.
Yeah, so hey guys, it's Shan here. The Gen K team is the same team from Knights and Peasants, but we've got Etsy as our community manager. And essentially the collection arose from a need to have something to represent our community. So we have the Knights and Peasants, right? And it's some badass art, but it's not representative or unique of the people within our community. They can't use it to as like a PFP, and like with the PFP collection, you can look at a profile picture and who that person is. And we wanted that for our community. So we wanted this PFP collection to represent, hang on, I'm just going to close Twitter because somebody is blowing it up. I mean, not Twitter, sorry, Telegram. So we wanted the art to represent the people rather than a medieval collection. So the idea behind the art is this is the players, this is a new generation of people, what's left of a long gone era of medieval knights. So most of the NFTs are relatable traits, but with some fun and badass traits mixed in. We just want people to be able to look at it and go, "That's me," but that's me as a badass. Um, on top of that, we've got lots of utilities, minor ones such as being able to use the PFP in the game for your leaderboard for questing. Every mint that will happen will be a raffle ticket to win a land NFT from the Knights and Peasants game, and we do that mint. We'll have a token, a non-liquid token to emit from the PFPs that will be used for things such as buying raffle tickets for whitelist or buying whitelist spots or buying traits from a shop to add to your NFT, having that on in a changing room to change your NFT look. And we have some other stuff too coming that's really exciting, but I am not ready to share that right now. But anybody who knows our team knows that we deliver. We've been delivering for the past year. We've been building for the past year, and we deliver pretty consistently. So if I've said something that's coming, then it's coming because we don't overpromise. We don't. We had that trauma from the Harmony days where so many teams would overpromise. They would build out this giant roadmap, and none of it would happen. So our roadmap is thin right now. But it's only the next couple of months that we're building on. We still have more to come. In terms of your collaboration question, yeah, we've got some collabs coming. We've got some really cool collabs with some OGs and some newbies in the space. They will have their own trait within the collection, and some of them are just so cool. I've given some sneak peeks to some people. We're going to do each one as their own announcement, so I won't spill any of that just yet. But we've had a few of the traits come in, and I'm really excited. Yes, some of the people that have got those traits are emojiing now. They look really cool. I'm just so excited to have them. But yeah, we all know that Polygon is just super supportive right now. You can reach out to anybody, big or small, and they'll be there chatting with you. So that's one of the things I've really enjoyed about this space. I've had a few weeks off because of real life stuff, as we all know, and I've come back and I feel a little bit like the new kid again because there's so many new people here that already have relationships because everybody has already made collaborations and things. But I'm getting back into it and I'm just really excited to be back.
Well, thank you for sharing all that. Fantastic. I think for me, what has been exciting about you and your projects for the last few months has just been the growth that I've seen, from your community in general. Like I've seen Etsy, I've seen Geo. I'm not sure that's how you say his name, but I see him everywhere in everybody's Discord. And so I think that the Knights and Peasants community has really been supportive of a lot of projects in Polygon. And to me, that has stood out. I'm sure that others here can probably agree that they've seen your community in other places. And so I think that's important, right? That we are seeing the support from members, and they're also getting opportunities to build alongside, like you mentioned, your community manager, Etsy. He's somebody that I had initially just seen as a regular member, and then I saw him kind of lead games in Knights and Peasants, and now he's a community manager. So that's been interesting to watch as well, just the growth of the people here as more opportunities with projects are starting to come up. Yeah, go ahead. You have your hand raised.
Yeah, so that's been a big thing too for our community is getting all these whitelist spots and being a part of all these other communities, and it's something that I support too because I said it in a space like literally just before this one is nobody buys just one NFT, and we can be part of more than just one community, and our community has really really enjoyed just reaching out to others and meeting new people. A lot of people know Etsy because he's just so let's say energetic. He's a personality, and he's a personality we need, because I'm not the best let's fucking go bro, let's be honest. I have my own energy, and I needed somebody to help me hype. But he has been with us in the community since I've known him for well over a year at this point. I think about a year and a half in the Web3 space, and I'm a big fan of promoting within your community, because those are the ones that know you, they know your product. If you need them to jump up in a space, they're going to be able to talk about it, and they're going to be excited about it. You know, they're not just reading from a script; they care. So, yeah, big fan of promoting from within the ecosystem.
Yeah, 100%, right? They know you as a team member, right? And they're able to represent you in a way that's authentic as well. And kind of to transition there to the other speakers that we have up here, I'm biting my nails here, but V, I want to hear from you. You wanted to speak, and just want to make sure that we're keeping the theme as close as possible to creating bridges between communities. So I'm gonna leave that up to you. What's going on with you, sir?
Hey man, how you doing? Sorry, I just came up to look pretty, nothing else. Regarding building bridges, I mean, we're already building bridges with rival-based society today. You just gave me a shout in the previous spaces in Brozo and said, whoever from Rekt Gang comes to rival base gets OG. So Edwin, get in that Discord and get your OG role too. And I think there's so many people that have gone in his Discord now, and he's overwhelmed and
If
he's
any
thinking,
more
is he going
red
to be
gangs
OG
come, if
too?
any more red gangs come, I'm kicking all the dogs out. I'm kicking every single dog out, all of them. Red gang, my bots are coming for all of y'all.
All right, so this has become the battle for OGs. It has been interesting to see there's so many new projects, right? That there's this new OGs popping up, and then you're getting the secondary whitelist spots, and spaces are becoming a space to request that. So, well, V, just want to say that you look pretty. I love having a model for the Rekt Gang up here, so thank you for that. I want to give others up here an opportunity to share some thoughts here. Dave, how are you doing today, sir? And any thoughts around creating bridges between communities?
Yeah, I'm well. Thank you very much for having me. And apologies, I was late. I was just caught on a call. Yeah, it's an interesting one. I think you've got to be open for a start and not closed off to build bridges with anyone, and open to another person's perspective, or another community's perspective. But yeah, I suppose Polygon Alliance and what we've done with our community is been exactly that. Is trying to get communities to work together, to get creators, artists, projects to work together to create bigger site for everyone involved. And yeah, it's for me, it's been about being willing to have conversations and being visible more than anything else, sort of explaining what we're trying to do as a community, and hosting the platform, like with the spaces that we do 2 till 4 Eastern, currently Monday, Wednesday and Friday. But we've done them for 18 months in and around the Polygon community to give Polygon creators a platform to get their content out there, to network with other people, and to understand some of the intricacies around releasing a project, whether that's maybe they're weak in marketing, or maybe they need some support in terms of dev work or something like that. So being able to forge those connections is massive in helping create those bridges, and opportunities then come off the back of that to do things like work with OnePlanet. So yeah, that's probably my insight.
Yeah, I think one thing that you pointed out there is being able to listen, right, to what other projects have as their strengths and their weaknesses, and seeing how you can add value either as a content creator or as a project, because this space still needs a lot of skilled people to continue to grow. And this is where like giving people opportunities comes into play. Like Shantastic was just talking about Etsy, right? And letting him kind of just go on and do his thing. Like he's just got the energy, and he's able to be creative and manage a community in his own way. And I think we need that. We just need people that want to step up, and then also projects that can see that, and let people just kind of run away with the ideas there. Um, and creating opportunities is important, right? Like for you, just having your Twitter Spaces Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and letting other projects come in and get to know some of the community members that you've been able to build for the last 18 months. I think that's a huge opportunity for exposure and for them to build relationships on their own as well, right? You can't do everything for them, but at the minimum, just allowing them the platform to have more exposure. That's a huge part of it as well. Go ahead, Shantastic.
I did have this idea, and it's probably a little bit of a hopium sort of utopia idea. But I was thinking, some of the projects that are a bit smaller that have lost a little bit of hype, they could band together to create one single Discord with, token gated channels for each of the projects, but then have a general section for the whole community altogether. Yes, similar to what Polygon Alliance is, Dave.
Go
I
ahead,
was
Dave.
gonna say like that we've tried it, not with token gated projects, but we've tried it, and it just gets too big and too heavy and too messy, and people just run away from the Discord, including me. Like it's a struggle. I think that there are people that are potentially doing it, and I think they're doing it well. Maybe it would work with a group of 5 to 10 projects potentially, but when you open it up to potentially every project on Polygon, it's much easier to do that via a website. And just I'm going to use this for a shameless pitch. Like Polygon Alliance allows free listing for any Polygon artist, creator, or project. And if you go to the homepage polygonalliance.com, you can drop an application in right there with a few details to be listed for free. So thanks for that, Shan.
Yeah, we're gonna check in with Rival Bear Society, but first, Matic, man, you've got your hand up. Go ahead.
Fantastic. And Dave, I didn't know other people were thinking some of those same thoughts. Like I've been talking with about 5 smaller projects, and we're not a huge project either. And they're struggling with their community, and we don't have a huge community either. And we had actually been talking about like a shared Discord with like you have your own channels within the Discord, but almost like going to a big city, a high-rise building, and you have like shared like security, or you see some shared receptionist out front. And then, but anyway, like when you're doing games, when you're, anyway, we just multiply the conversation and the engagement. So that's really cool that, we haven't done that, but it's really cool that others have been thinking that could work. I know there's some pros and also some cons, but that's an interesting discussion. I'd love to hear more about that. What you guys think? Would it work? Could it work?
Yeah, I think almost like a incubator type of Discord would help, right? Because ultimately the project would want to have ownership and authority of their own community, right? But as a starting point, I think that would be very helpful for sure. We'll go to the Rival Bear Society and then to Jake. Go ahead, Rival Bear.
Yeah, man. What's up, guys? Just came from the Brozo space, and I wanted to check y'all guys out. There's a lot of cool projects here and a lot of cool people. A lot of y'all are really cool. I just had talked to, I don't want to pronounce your name wrong. DystopAI, is it? Because that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, that's us. How you going, man?
Yeah, man. Hey guys, keep an eye on them. I got some cool stuff that I've been working on that I'm gonna do with them in the future. So keep an eye on that. And then we have our 10 secret partnerships that are dropping. If y'all guys didn't see earlier, we dropped one with Alpha. The artwork is sick. I would really love for all of y'all to go check it out. We worked on like multiple sketches for that, and I think it looks super sick. If y'all want to check it out, I'll go ahead and pin it real quick. So we got a lot of stuff coming out, and I call it a partnership instead of a collab because like there's gonna be a lot more that goes into these things. Like it's not just a one and done tweet like and contest that we're doing. Like we're gonna do a lot of stuff. We got a whole like campaign and storyline that we're gonna do. So this illustration. So like I'll tease it here. I'll drop it here. So if anybody's listening from my community, I'm gonna go ahead and drop it here. A lot of these illustrations, they're going into a storyline. So at the end, all 10 of these partnerships are actually gonna come together in these illustrations and play a whole little campaign storyline. Everything's gonna be involved. Everything is interacting with each other. So we're five steps ahead right now. I promise y'all that everything means something. There's a meaning behind everything we do, and everything is quality. So expect the unexpected. I tell them in my Discord all the time. Even like the messaging trophies that we have, they're gonna mean something in the future. Everything has meaning. Everything has purpose, and that's one of the things that we stand for at my community is creativity and innovation. Always strive to be better than the person you were yesterday. Communicate with each other and grow. I think growth is the most important thing as a community, as a project, and as a founder. That's one of the things that I strive for every day. I learn from every single one of you guys. Every single one of you guys have an amazing project that I can learn from. I'm a young guy, and so I'm still learning as well. And there's still a lot of stuff that I need to pick up. And a lot of you guys are good in a lot of good things, and I want to be better at it in a lot of those things. So I learn from you guys. I take notes. I study you guys, and so it's amazing to be in spaces with you guys and invite me over. So I'm very humbled, very grateful, and I look forward to working with every single one of you guys here.
Thank you so much for that speech, Raul Blaze. You almost put me to sleep. Now go and give my community some OG rolls real quick, man. Come on.
Yo, hey man, was that you going crazy and then my bot had to stop him? My bot's stopping a lot of these guys over here, man. Hey, Rekt Gang, tell your dogs to get out. I'm about to send all the dogs to the pound, bro. I'm getting all these dogs out of here.
Oh, not the dogs.
I'm getting all these Rekt dogs out of here, man. I shouldn't have invited y'all over. Y'all come in here
By the way.
and destroying
Yes,
everything.
you can send all the dogs to the pound, but the wolves stay.
Oh, that's crazy. Like it.
Well, look, thank you for your take there, man. I really like everything that you're saying there because I completely agree with you where we are in a space where there's a lot of experimentation going on, right? Everybody's trying to stand out. But at the end of the day, I think just collaborating with other projects is one way, but there's different layers to do that, right? A long-term partnership similar to what you're doing, where you're being very intentional with every little detail in your storyline. And I think that goes a long way. And it keeps your community curious and interested. And that illusion, that mystery of like, what does this mean, I think plays a huge role. And the entertainment part as well, right? Like a lot of what we're doing here is tied to the financial piece of NFTs. But at the end of the day, there's more to it, right? It's not just about money. There has to be another reason why we connect with projects and the vision and the lore that they have. So thanks for sharing that. I'm going to go with Jake here, and then we'll go to Mech. Go ahead, Jake.
Yo, what's up, guys? Saw half you in the other space like 5 minutes ago. Shout out OnePlanet for hosting this space. And I just got one question, bro. Like, when Metavixen listing? Because I've been hearing that's like in the works for like, I don't know, 2 months now? What's going on? Anyway.
Yeah, so look, I mean, I have an answer. The answer is we're trying to create the smart contract, right? Because OpenSea has one contract for all of their 1155 NFTs. So it has to get separated into its own collection. So we're trying. Our team is working on it, but we have other stuff that they're building as well.
I hear you. I just had to give you some shit. Pardon my language.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's hilarious seeing you guys here. It's like half the crew from this other one that was just in here. But love all the Polygon love. Love everyone in here. Rekt Gang, I see you guys. Just jumped into both of those last week. Yeah, I just wanted to come up here real quick, say hi, and just give a quick plug for Metavixens. You'll see Anna down there. She can't talk right now, so I'm being the hype man for the moment. Just want to say, make sure you guys remember Metavixens, OG Poly project. Been running for over a year now. Verified, over 120 volume. Dope perks, collab with Polygon Punks, collab with Payock, collabed with Crazy Bears. A couple more on the horizon, I do believe, soon. And yeah, floor's rising and community's hopping. So come on over, check us out. One of one artist, one of one PFPs. She's a one-woman team, guys. No one else helping her. So please support. Thanks for the time.
Well, I mean, you're here. I feel like it's a two-person team now. But also, Jake, where is your PFP from? Is that like the MetaMixon's husband? Like it's looking cute, similar to V's.
Yeah, so this is the official first mixin. It originally started out as just a gift from Anna. I'm her whale, big surprise. But something she gave me a while ago. I actually requested it, and then she turned it into a perk for hitting a certain amount of vixens. So we have one other mixin that's owned by Sir Fred, who is the second place whale in the MetaVixen collection. To see him out there shouting about a lot too. Big MetaVixen fan like me. But yeah, so that's kind of the story behind the mixin. I don't plan on seeing too many just because of the sheer amount of vixens you have to acquire to get one of these. But yeah, so this is my pride and joy. Otherwise, I would be showing an actual vixen off for sure.
Got it. Well, yeah, thanks for sharing that. I was just curious, but it makes sense where it's coming from. Let's check in with Mech. What's going on? Give us an intro to your project and any thoughts you had behind creating bridges between communities.
Yeah, definitely. First off, want to thank you for pulling me up. I see a lot of familiar faces over here. I've been getting more familiar with the with the Polygon Spaces scene. We're a gaming company, so I typically do spaces with gaming projects. But honestly, like I fell in love with the community over here, the Spaces community for Polygon. Like honestly, that's what I used to like about Solana. And you guys, what I've been seeing here, honestly, it's better. And I'm about to blow the rest of my year's paycheck on some NFTs, but that's a discussion for another day. What we're doing over here at Mech, we've been on Polygon since November 2021. We're a gaming company building on Polygon, and the TLDR is that we are building a no-code gaming platform powered by our custom gaming engine with really serious AI thrown in there, giving everybody the ability to make their own game without needing to know how to code. Really simple browser-based engine, mobile, tablet, PC, anything you want, drag and drop, make assets with AI like you've never seen before, and honestly, probably never even thought possible. But I've been chilling all day, and I really want to contribute to this topic because I'm the head of community development over here at Mech. When I started, we didn't do any Twitter Spaces. Had around 3,000 followers on Twitter, around 1,500 members in Discord, and we're almost 90,000 in Discord, around 30,000 here on Twitter. And I do so many Twitter Spaces, you would think I'm a paid employee and should be getting overtime. But back to that. The most powerful tool for bridging communities, in my opinion, it's Twitter Spaces. And it's not just going around letting people see you. It's having someone who can represent your project the way that you would want to represent it yourself as a founder. You can't just throw anybody over there and tell them go around at Twitter Spaces, show a little bit, and expect results. You need data-driven tactics and strategy. And that also falls on the marketing department. Our community team, marketing team, social media team, we all work together in conjunction, and a lot goes into everything that you guys see. Not so much seen on the front end, but on the back end, beneath the surface, a ton of work goes into what makes these big projects what they are. And there's a difference. There is something that can bridge communities, like Twitter Spaces, like collabs, like Discord games, scavenger hunts, poker tournaments, all of those sorts of things that we actually like. That's what I do when I'm not working for Mech. I love going around to different Discords, checking out the other communities. But there are tools that can bridge, and then there are companies that can be a bridge. Gaming companies are something that can be a bridge from Web 2 to Web 3. From project to project, because something like we're doing, like a couple other projects that I've seen are doing, giving other communities the ability to use their PFPs in games. And, to me, that would be an incredible utility for the majority of projects out here. I love to game, and, having PFPs, being able to go into a game as one, a different game as another, repping all of those communities at the same time, That's some really powerful stuff, and it's going to be coming late this year, early next year. But something else, I mean, you add in the ability to token gate. You can have two different communities competing against each other in games, and then with what we're doing, they can build the games and then play in it. Like, gaming is something that can really help take this industry, take these communities to another level, because bringing in new people, bringing in those gamers who might not even like crypto, might not know about crypto, that's something that's going to really, really be a catalyst. And, you know, gaming companies, one thing that we've all been talking about for months is how to lower friction. Bringing in gamers, having the wallets in the back end, 2 clicks and boom, someone starts gaming. When those people come in, that's when they're going to end up learning about the industry. People will play games, talk to other gamers there, and then someone's going to be like, hey, what's that cool PFP you're rocking? And, you know, chances are it's going to be something that will bring someone into one of these Twitter spaces. They're going to end up learning about all of the other communities. And that's something that I didn't even know about before I started working for Mech. And now my Discord's full. I've got 1,000 friends. My servers are maxed, and, you know, like, I do Twitter spaces all day. So that's something that is just incredible about the space. Spaces, gaming, and different types of events that really brings communities together.
Yeah, well, Meg, thank you for the take, for your intro, and for what you guys are making, because I think that definitely getting gamers to transition into some kind of Web3 is a lot easier than getting a different demographic of a person, because they are already used to in-game currencies. They're already used to spending all day looking at the screen, and like, they already have back problems. So it's just easier to onboard them. But I'm gonna go with Dave, and then I got a question for DystopAI here. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much I could talk about from what you said, Mick. But just how you introduced yourself was like fantastic, and I feel like I've met another like-minded soul in terms of what you guys are trying to create as a excuse me, as a team. And the whole open source idea behind, and like that's my hope for so much things in regards to blockchain technology is that open source availability to just help people make their dreams a reality, and hopefully have the support and help they need to buy into that. Anyway, that's it. I'd love to connect properly at some point, and yeah, carry on, Edwin. Sorry.
No, yeah, that's completely what we need more of too, right? One of the reasons why this space, I think, is attracting to people is the open source environment, the democratic way of ownership, right? And transparency, the blockchain. Like, there's so many things that attracts people to this space. So completely agree with your take there. The question that I have for DystopAI here is just continuing in the idea of creating bridges, right? What do you guys look for in projects when you are going to do some kind of partnership with them, right? We talked a little bit about just like general collaborations where, for example, you're sharing whitelist for an upcoming mint, but there's a deeper layer to that, which is what you're doing with Arcadia, for example, where you're adding your defenders to their game. So I'm just curious, I'm sure that you guys have other things in the pipeline, but what do you look for when you're looking for those kind of long-term partnerships? And then also, if you want to share anything else that you have going on with DystopAI in the next few months.
Yeah, sure. So for those kind of longer term, like more meaningful, partnerships and collaborations, I think someone was talking about it earlier, about it being like more intentional, not just a giveaway. Like, there's actually like a bit of a lore and a story and like hidden details behind it. And like, we're quite a like a creative project that's deep in the lore and storytelling. So we're looking for a partner that kind of aligns with the ethos of what we're doing, and we can create like a bit more of a story or something more interactive with. So like Arcadia, for example, with being able to put their art into one of our custom bots and create scenes from the theme park, or like back in the days with Hellcats where we did all the banners, like doing scenes from hell. So something where it's not just surface level, where we can really go a little bit deeper and get a bit more creative with it. So that's what we're looking for with some more intentional collaborations. Then moving on to your second point about what we have planned. So The big thing we're releasing soon is, I don't know if you guys remember, but we did augmented reality for our defenders, so you could superimpose them into the real world. We've now discovered a way that we can basically feed the defenders into all of our AI bots. So you can superimpose them into any scene you create with an AI, and you can custom train your individual defender to be put into like an AI universe or an AI piece of art. So that we're super excited about, and I think it's gonna like unlock a new level of creativity with our defenders collection.
Damn, okay, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, so you're combining two different technologies here. The AI prompts are being created with that kind of background environment, and then you'll also be able to add your defender to that art.
Exactly, yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty cool, man. Anything? I know you have some drops coming. Did you want to share anything about that, or you want to save it for later?
Keep that for us for now.
All right. Cool. So I did want to check with Matic, man. He's got the crypto crew. He is one of the most connected, I would say, like builders in the ecosystem. He's not just a builder, right? He does a lot more than just build, but I feel like he is part of the whole Polygon ecosystem. And I just wanted to check in with you about how you feel in general about creating bridges between communities. Crypto Crew, I feel like you're bringing all of the blockchains together through your art there. And so, I just wanted to get some thoughts from you there.
Yeah, several things I'd like to say. First of all, building bridges, I think about a bridge maker like Dave with Polygon Alliance has been an amazing bridge for Polygon. Now we have Powered by Polygon as well. And these are great tools, just bridging communities. Twitter spaces like this and they just keep expanding. This is my 6th space today. And all of them are well attended. Now, Dave had a huge crowd in his space today. I think there were 60 or 70 at one point, and a lot of people cycled through. Of course, Skirpy's having big spaces now. And these build bridges with communities also, as you get to hear people talk about their projects, their story, and you reach out to them. And even like these, in that other space, Max, you could go into the community. So like now all the Rekt Gang is in the Rival Bears community. There's that cross-pollination, which is incredible. And so it's just so exciting, Edwin, what's happening right now on Polygon, these communities coming together. And I think Dave uses the term a lot, chain agnostic. I think I'm a huge Polygon person. You guys know that. But I'm also realizing that the future is interoperability. I mentioned last week, Edwin, I do a space on Tuesday night, and I'm one of 4 co-hosts, and it was all 4 of us were on different chains. I was Polygon, of course. We had someone from Cadena, we had someone from Stargaze, and then someone that's working on ETH. And now, just by interacting with people, you bring them, you bring your crowd to the spaces, and they hear about these Polygon projects. And now 3 of the 4 are Polygon now. 2 of them are already coming over to Polygon. One of the projects from Stargaze Doghouse is coming over. And so it's just really exciting building these bridges. I think it's about relationships. It's about like caring about people. It doesn't matter what chain they're on now, and you want their project to succeed on that chain. But if they can be better served on Polygon, that's great. And so it's exciting to see these relationships that are being created through Polygon Alliance, or Powered by Polygon, all of these different community initiatives, these game nights, these Twitter spaces, all of these things, and the good vibes. I think if we're going to continue to build bridges between our communities, we've got to maintain a healthy competition. That it's okay to want to be the best, but not at the expense of stepping on people to get to the top. If we can maintain good vibes on Polygon, that if we can support one another, as Shantastic was talking about, like, I don't know of anybody in the space right now that I couldn't call if I needed some help with our project. And I think everyone feels that same way. So we've got to keep those good vibes going. I think that's important. let's just, man, I'm just so excited riding this wave, man. I come into space as excited. You're not worried about drama. You're not worried about someone like, coming up and like just fudding all it. Anyways, it's great. Let's just continue to ride the wave.
Yeah, well, thanks for sharing that, man. I definitely think that there are a lot of ways to continue to build bridges between communities. I think one thing that I want to just end the space with here, I'll ask a question, and I'll go from the bottom up on my screen. Jen K is fantastic. I'll ask you first, but I'm curious about, one thing that I've seen is there's projects that have been building for a long time. There's projects that are smaller that maybe don't have as much hype as the newer projects. So I'm just curious if you have any thoughts around how to get them more exposure, how to get them more involved, any tips that you may be able to share with them. I know Matic Man just shared a bunch, but just from your perspective, we'll start with Shan and then we'll go to Rival Bear.
Yeah, I think that the newer ones need to be making sure that the ones who are supporting them when they enter the ecosystem are also getting, it's a give-take relationship. We need to be giving as much as we're taking. So that's a good first step. The communities need to be loud, like Jake there from MetaVixens. I just love how it doesn't matter how busy Anna is, somebody from MetaVixens will jump on stage and they will scream the shit out of MetaVixens. They don't give a shit. They love her. They support her, and they will always make sure she gets exposure. In every space I go to, her community are there, and they jump on stage and they make sure that she's being shouted out loud. So we need to make sure that we are nurturing communities that will do that for us. I'm not sure that we can achieve what Anna has achieved with MetaVixens. Their community is really special in that way. But yeah, it's about community support. It's about supporting each other and making sure that we've always got things going. I know it takes a long time to build things, and it can take there's a few weeks of quiet in between. But it's ensuring that the community stick around, having conversations, finding events for them to do, like Tony was saying. It's about being involved and active, like these spaces. The community just want to make sure that you're still there and you're not rugging them, and they've got something to do rather than just go to another community and forget about it.
Yeah, thank you for that. It's fantastic. I definitely have seen that, right, with other communities where their members just show up and support them in some way, either through the comments, either through actually jumping up and speaking and shilling. I mean, V is probably one of the biggest shillers that I've seen, or fudders, but he does a good job to represent the Rekt Gang community. We'll go with Rival Bear and then we'll go to Meg. Rival Bear, go ahead.
Yeah, I think I would say just grind. Like, just go hard, work. I think hard work goes unnoticed. And you got to stand for something or fall for anything. I think that's one of the biggest things. I mean, I'm not an OG at all. Like, I think I've only been here for like maybe a month, I think. And it's funny too. Like yesterday, I was telling Skirpy, because when I first came into the scene, like I said, about a month ago, the first like guy to actually like reach out and like say like that they liked my project was this other guy named Alex is building. I don't know if most of you guys know him, but he has this project called Bricktopians. Really cool stuff. And he was like, you're building on Polygon, you should check out Skirpy. And so I DM'd Skirpy, and obviously like Skirpy probably gets 1,000 DMs, and my project had like a couple hundred followers, and he paid no mind or anything. But then later on, he told me get on the space. And I got on his space. Dude never called me up or anything. I was like, all right, this dude just called me to be another number in his analytics, whatever. And then yesterday, this dude Skirpy reaches out to me and says, hey man, I would love to have you on my space, blah blah blah. I just thought that was a surreal moment. I told him to. I was like, yo, like, isn't that crazy? Like, about a month ago, like, I feel like you wouldn't even have known me, but you invited me, and like that's cool though. And now I'm really really cool with him. Now we're cool. And I think that's like amazing moments like that that you kind of like jump for and you strive for, because a lot of projects aren't going to pay attention to you in the beginning. And I think new projects should know that and should be aware of that and should be ready for that. A lot of projects aren't going to reach out to you or help you out necessarily in the beginning, and that's okay. Like it's not something new, and you shouldn't be sad over that or should be like upset over that. You should be working on your own, building your own stuff first, and then try to like collab, because at the end of the day, the other projects went through the same thing as you. We all were alone in the beginning. We all were grinding for it in the beginning. It's all part of the process. Trust in yourself. If you believe in your project and you believe in yourself, others will believe in you too. And as long as you know that, you'll be successful.
Yeah, thank you for that take, man. I definitely agree. It's almost like The Godfather, right? Like you'll get to the point where you'll make them an offer they can't refuse, but you need to do the work in the first place to get to that point.
Exactly, bro. You gotta get so big that they can't reject you anymore, or can't just look you to the side at all anymore. And that's not a shot at anybody either, because like I said, everybody goes through the same thing at one point. It's like Alpha was telling me the other day. He was like, bro, like I know, because I was in your position too. Like I was a young guy trying to like find people to work with, trying to find help. I know what you're going through, and I promise you, it gets better. And it has gotten better for me. Like I've grown so much. My community's gotten so huge. I met a lot of cool people, and this is just the start. Like we're on phase 2 of my project, and there's 5 total phases. Like imagine where we're gonna be in the 5th phase. So keep working. That's all I'm gonna say. Just keep grinding, keep believing, and keep putting out amazing content.
Yes, sir. Thank you for that. We'll go with Meg here for final thoughts, and then we'll get Ghostin. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, definitely. And I completely agree with what all of these speakers said. I mean, as you know, the ones who were working at these projects, like we can't stop. There's no 8-hour work days. There's no 16-hour work days. Like we do this stuff 24/7. And it's just about determination. Like you need to do everything that you can just to get your point across and to try to get everybody to see what you're doing the same way that you see it. But I can't come up with anything better than these other speakers said. So I want to go in a different direction. I want to give some advice to those members of the community who are looking to get more involved with these projects, because that's what I was at one point. Before I started working for Mech, I was buying NFTs and I loved gaming, and I was just in the Discord, following them on Twitter, engaging with them, asking questions, trying to give my opinion and do what I can as a member of the community. And that is exactly what we look for as those who work at the projects. If we're looking to hire anybody, if we need help with something, if I'm looking to hire someone to make memes, make emotes, make GIFs, just things like that, we're going straight for the community. And the first place we're starting with is those members who we feel really care about what we're doing. So if that's someone, if you're out there and listening right now and you want to work at one of these projects, just do what you can to show them how much you care about this project, how much you like being there, and that you want to do anything that you can to help contribute to their goals. That's something that a lot of projects need right now. I mean, even something as simple as, if someone goes into the Discord and they're talking negatives, you stand up for the project. That's what we've got in our community. And it's to the point where, I don't need to be in the Discord 12 hours a day like I was in the beginning, because we've got those members in the community who will ride or die with us. And that's what every project needs.
Yeah, man, that's such a good take. I think one of like my pet peeves is when somebody enters the Discord and like a second later they send a DM or they create a ticket and they're like, "Hey, hire me as a mod," and they've never interacted with anybody in the community. They didn't even follow our Twitter account. It's just like, come on, man! Like you see how there's so many other people that are here messaging, and why would we hire somebody that's brand new? But I mean, they're taking a chance. But anyways, it's just not the way it works, right? You need to be there. You need to show that you're interested and curious, and you like the community and the project in order to get an opportunity. So good point. Let's get Ghost in here. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, just to wrap it up, for all these new projects starting out, especially in the next coming weeks where it's going to be hot for different projects minting out, learn from the mistakes of everyone that's been here before. That's one of the biggest things. Learn what they did right, learn what they did wrong, and don't try to be like somebody. Be better than what they are. And if you're trying to build a rug, this community is getting closer and closer together. They'll sniff it out.
Well, yeah, right. Like there's a blueprint for both sides. I feel like there's a lot of sophisticated people in the space after like 2, 3 years now in NFTs, and people are being a lot more skeptical or a lot more supportive based on what they see from the teams and the contributions that they're bringing to the ecosystem as well. So good point there. Jake, any last thoughts here?
Yeah, I just want to say again, there's a lot of talk about these new communities and reaching out and everything, but I'm going to put the onus on some of these new guys. Like, you are new, but you're also entering an ecosystem that a lot of people have been propping up for well over a year. Like, I gotta laugh when people talk about, like, I've been here for 6 months even. Like, that's not that long when you're talking about a lot of these projects, and for a long time it was a super hard grind, and the entire narrative was that this blockchain is trash, useless, and we're all clowns. And these project owners would tell you that. They have the DMs, they have the receipts. So as much as it's about banding together, I really want to see a lot more love for these projects that have been around the block, that built communities, that got people interested in Polygon, that built a following, and built a vibe here, because it has existed for well over a year. I can promise you that. And we're watching. We're watching who's banding together and who's actually reaching out. And I can tell who is and who isn't. And I'm telling you, we're talking about it in the DMs. So, I'm all for you guys, but I need to see more reaching out to who's already been here. And I want to see more positivity in that regard, because I love all the hype and I love all the banding together of these new, fresh off the mint projects. But there's a lot of guys been here a real long time, and they need your support too. And they're going to be the people that actually stick around and don't pump and dump, flip your stuff. So reach out to Meta Vixens, reach out to other OG projects. Let's see some more collaboration here. I need to see way more.
Yeah, thank you for that, Jake. We definitely had, we tried to host the OG communities as well here with OnePlanet, because we come from a ecosystem that got destroyed, and we were welcomed with open arms from a lot of community members and a lot of projects. And so we definitely try to be respectful of the people that were here before us. And I definitely heard projects saying that Polygon is new, and it's confusing, right? Because that's not true. But anyways, good take, Jake. I definitely agree with you. Dave, any last thoughts here?
Not many that will, otherwise we'll be here all night, and you guys need to wrap up. Open to communication. There's so much that I could get frustrated about, could talk about with all of that, but that's not where we need to be. We need to have this positive, open-minded attitude, and like the people, like we're building with everyone. Something's not right. Be open to that communication as well as when things work. So that's where I'm at, Edwin. Thank you very much for the spaces tonight.
Yeah, thank you, Dave. I completely agree with you as well. Last one here, Tony, the Matic man. Any last thoughts from you for the space today?
Just again, thank you, as Dave said, thank you, Edwin, for having this space, hosting this, and thank you for all the ones who've been around a long time, like Dave and these other projects that have, as Skirpy often says, were here when Polygon wasn't cool, and just stood by, and stood by the stuff, and just were faithful, kept doing and grinding and having these spaces, kept building, and now we're able to reap the benefits. And so, yeah, and I'm excited about the new projects here as well. So it's a great time.
All right, cool. Well, thanks everyone for your time. We went a little bit over the hour, but I think it was a really good conversation. And the topic of creating bridges between communities, right? I think if we all want to continue to grow as a project and as a community and as a blockchain, that is the best route to take. If there's a lot of fighting going on. I think the ideas just kind of turn sour, right? And communities start to fight with each other. And in general, I think if we want this ecosystem to grow, we need people to feel like they're being welcome, right? And being able to create opportunities for them to also express their opinions. And we can educate them on, what exists in the ecosystem. That the projects that have been here for a long time, not just NFTs, but also DeFi, right? I mean, gaming projects. Polygon has that event going on right now where for 24 days, every day they were playing a new game. Like that's something that I think a lot of people outside of Polygon are not even aware of. But there's so much going on in this ecosystem. There's so many builders that have been here for a long time. And so I also hope that we continue to just build with each other, right? And be inclusive and being open and continue to build together. That way we can grow the ecosystem here as best as we can. But with that, I think we'll close it off. And thanks again for spending the last hour and 10 minutes with us. We'll be back again next week, same time, same place. And March 20th, we have the Arcadian Burn and Mint. So if anybody's interested in that, definitely check it out. DM us if you have any questions. But thanks everyone for spending your time here and the speakers for your opinions and your thoughts. Take care, everyone.
Thanks for joining us for The Landing, OnePlanet's weekly meeting space. Please join us again next week at the same time.